Welcome to the Doom XP getting started video. What you need to know basically, because Doom XP comes along with a lot of additional settings that you might want to check out or set up before you start your game, because often I see people play it, they make it unnecessarily hard on themselves, playing it not the way necessarily was intended. I mean, you can play it any way you want to, really, and you can adjust a lot of settings to make it a different experience. And with the dynamic monster spawning, it will anyway be different every time you play it. But these are definitely essential things you should know that I'm going to go through here. Let's just start from the beginning. HUD settings. The auto fit is basically just a few console commands that will try to adjust, because there are certain overlays depending on what resolution you have. Some overlays will not fit correctly. This will just automatically try to set it up. Although depending on what resolution you're using, it doesn't always work. So maybe just manually try it. But a custom HUD overlay is on or off. You can turn that on or off. That basically just means there's certain power-ups. When you grab them, there will be a little effect. There's this HUD overlay. I mean, we can go into the game and show it directly. So let's just start here. You can see the helmet HUD you can see here, and this little outline for the XP counter. If you go into the setting here and disable that, it will turn all that off. Alright, next setting, the dash icon indicator. That's just, it's a little indicator on the bottom left. Not necessarily needed, because there's also sound indication telling you when it's ready. You can turn off the ability indicator if you don't want that up there too, because I see a lot of people don't even use the abilities, even though they are probably the most powerful thing you can get if they're fully upgraded. Speed display counter at the bottom. Yeah, I guess it changes on a new map. What else do we have? Custom weapon crosshairs. I don't even know why this is an option. It should always be on. This doesn't always mean it will be on. So to turn it off of nothing, you have to also make sure in your HUD options. Crosshairs, yeah. Okay, so you want to make sure your crosshairs is on. You're not using a default one, so don't use these. Have it set to none, and you force default crosshairs, turn that off too. Otherwise you will not have these custom crosshairs, which, let me just show off a few, which are essential too, because when you get certain upgrades, you can switch between firing modes, and the the crosshair will indicate what fire mode you're in. So that's the only way you'll know which fire mode you have currently selected, besides firing and trying it out. A lot of people have it, I don't know, I think by default it's set to 1.0 the scale, which is insane. I see a lot of people play it like this, and I'm like, oh god, why would you play it like this? No, turn that off. Either scale it down manually, or if you set it to 0, that's the default, what it should be. Moving on. Wait, where are we going? Doom XP settings. Okay, so here the crosshair HP option, that's basically, as you can see, that indicator, zombie man, 100% his health. In this, you can adjust a bunch of things, like where it should be located and many other things. Same for the ammo info counter that is here on the right. You can adjust where it should be displayed, what it should display, how it should look like. If you're playing like this, you wouldn't need it. I prefer using the full screen, because I also have the HUD overlays on. Settings, flashlight, self-explanatory. You got a flashlight in this mod, which casts nice little real-time shadows, which is cool. That's a GZ Doom thing. Very nice. So you can adjust angles of it and how far it should shine, and your keybind, of course. Glory kills, drop health, armor bonuses. So when you put a monster, let me just put myself a note. Put a monster into a glory state. You use the glory kill keybind, so he dropped additional loot with that. Options, and they don't do it. So they'll just drop the XP. having this on will grant you lots and lots of ammo and health, especially when needed. Like when you're at low health, you do glory kill, the more drops you'll get. So that's a nice feature. But if you're not into that type of stuff, you can disable it, of course. If you just turn the stagger chance to 0, basically that will disable also the glory kills. No boss glory kills. If you have it off, then you can glory kill bosses. I preferably have them on for the mini bosses as well, because it makes it a little bit too easy for me. Glory kill points is something, if you have that on, you notice up here a little indicator popped up 1 out of 5. This is bound to the abilities, that's why it's up there. When you do a glory kill, you'll get the glory kill point. So now I got 2. Meaning, if I have one of these abilities, like the blade wave, dash attack, or the smash attack, it will cost me a glory point, so I can't overuse them. I have to like rely on my glory points. You can also get glory points by using the chainsaw alt fire. If you alt fire, it uses up more fuel, but it will do this. Make them explode into a bunch of goodies. If you're someone who doesn't have glory kills enabled, and you want to play with glory points, you will have to switch to this. So this way now, I gain glory points with the chainsaw. That covers that. Monster management. Monster boosting, it says below already, rank 10 and 20 will boost monsters' health and aggressiveness. Meaning, yeah, they'll be more spongy and they will be more aggressive, firing more often. Because at some point you do become like crazy overpowered. Maybe turn that on if you feel the monsters are not challenging you enough. The Halloween special is just something you want to turn on maybe on Halloween. It will replace certain decorations, turning them into Halloween stuff, and there will be funny little events happening with monsters surprising you and music and stuff. Christmas special is the same thing, only with Christmas. Monsters drop loot orbs. In case you're not utilizing glory kills too much, you want to turn this on, which makes monsters, when you kill them, drop additional loot. So if I kill this guy, see he drops. Because Doomy XP has multiple ways of giving the player ammo, if you're playing on any of these difficulties, normal pickups, ammo pickups, will give you 20% less because of these additional ways of getting ammo. Archvile projectiles attack. Archviles are buffed in this mod, so they spawn fire around them, kind of like in Doom Eternal. If they got you with their fire lock, that also does damage to the player, slightly damage. It's just because you're on fire, it makes more sense, the player takes damage. And they have a projectile attack, which is stupid powerful. Again, because it needs to kind of counter the Doom Slayer being so powerful. Because at some point you'll have weapons that will easily one-shot the Archvile, and that's just a counter. He'll be able to one-shot you too. You can disable it if you're not into that. The Baron also has a super crazy jump attack. He has wings, because I'm using a different sprite of the Baron, a winged version, because I felt the Baron and the Hell Knights were a lazy thing from it to do, where it's just a recolor. So this one has wings, and he also has an alternate attack, a jump attack. If it hits you, it does a lot of damage. He will lunge at you, fly at you, and do like a floor smash. The Marauder spawn chance, if you're afraid of him and you don't like him, turn him to low probably, then you want to encounter him that much. So here you can basically set up the spawn chances, how likely you can have it on high too if you're crazy. I like to have it on normal. But as a beginner you should probably have it on low. All these on low maybe. Power up rewards for mini bosses means what it only does is you get additional rewards like ammo refill and power nodes. So if you have that off, you won't get those. But you will always get a level permanent power up. So for the Marauder you get the quad damage permanent for the level. For the Arachnid Queen you'll get fast firing. For the Archons of Hell you'll get double damage. And for the Pyro Demon you'll get infinite ammo. If you have 5 killed, then you'll get that power up. Custom monsters main switch. This is just in case you want to turn them off. If you don't want custom monsters at all, you can also have it on and individually turn them on and off. But if you don't like any of these monsters, you can disable them. Okay, that's monster management. Damage indicators. This was this was grabbed from somewhere on Doom forum, and Nash made he posted the code that made it a little bit more like Doom Eternal-like. It shows you where the damage is coming from. Weapon sway, self-explanatory. You can turn it on or off. Fix bugs. If your Doomblade, Shoulder Cannon, Glory Kill, or Extra Life gets bugged, use fix bugs to make it work again. I think it even fixes other things that might happen. So if something is acting up weird, try this little fix. Sometimes, depending on if you're doing too much shit at once and something happens, like an event, or like you die, or it triggers your extra life, or you're in the middle of a glory kill, it can mess up things. So that's an attempt to fix it. You got a kill announcer. You can change it to Unreal Tournament, Kill Instinct. This is from Hyperfraggin, someone from the community who made sounds for it and stuff like that. You can also have it off. And by default, the funny sounds here, the sound effect styles, by default, funny is on because that's what originally I started out with, but at some point it just became, you got the bloop, bloop, blip and bloop, bleeps and bloops. Or like when you run low on ammo, it does that, or when your damage is too low, it's like some silly sound. The level up sound cues are always funny. If you're not into that stuff, or if it gets annoying for you at some point, you can turn it to text sounds, which will make it more cooler sounding, just like mechanical sounds and stuff like that. It's barely as noticeable. It doesn't really affect that much, but I prefer having that on. If you don't want it at all, you can just turn it off entirely. It's a switch underneath. You don't want those sounds to happen at all. Then we got voxels. There's a lot of voxels. So here the stim pack is a voxel. You can disable it and go back to sprites. But I prefer having voxels on because voxels are cool. Allow wall grapple. You can turn that off or on. That just means I cannot grapple onto walls, and only to, well, he's kind of stuck there, only to monsters. Moving on, we got the blade posing at the start. That's just a cosmetic thing, where when you start, you'll do this. It does it for not all levels, but some levels. We'll do that. If that's just, a waste of time, turn it off. Low ammo capacity, if you like playing kind of like Doom Eternal. See, this is my max ammo already on the shotgun. It only goes up to 25. This will be your max ammo for the chain gun and pistol, 100. I think rockets also only up to 25, plasma up to 100. BFG has its own ammo type, and it uses BFG cells, so you only have 3 of those. But the BFG is also super OP, very powerful, and can additionally also be upgraded. You can also disable ammo and health spawns entirely, because sometimes if you're doing glory kills and utilizing the chainsaw a lot, you feel like you're never running out of ammo or health. If you get that feeling, just disable the normal pickups, so you'll only get them through your glory killing and chainsawing and stuff like that. You can disable that. Limit store tokens to 5. That was another request from someone that also has become redundant now, really. You can sell store tokens now as well. That's a recent feature added. You can sell the keys, the loot box keys, which I'll get into later. You can sell the store tokens. You can even sell your extra lives, which I'll get into in a little bit. For additional power nodes or XP, power nodes are tokens used to upgrade your weapons and abilities and stuff like that. XP is basically your experience, but is also utilized as a currency. Alright, so tracers on and off. For the hit scanners, you can disable them, which was also a performance boost for people on Android, which I did at some point because someone had like major lag issues and that fixed it apparently. You can have pistol starts, self-explanatory. Auto shotgun, so there is an upgrade. Primary all-fire upgrade, the burst mode, which is what it says. It's a burst, like that. You can switch it because a lot of people wanted the auto shotgun, and I didn't want to include another weapon mode because it would have been difficult with the coding, the switching between. So I just made it an option. If you prefer auto shotgun, you can have that on. It will do this. It will also lower your walking speed. It's kind of cool. For some reason, I just love the burst and the shotgun. So satisfying. So there's that slide kick. Okay, so there's a a slide feature, which you have to keybind. No, you don't have to keybind. It's bound to crouching, or strafing, or sprinting. So you can have it to whatever you want. To me, it makes more sense for crouching. So the slide kick is when you do the sliding, you'll do that little kick animation, which does thrust enemies and stun them a little bit. It gives them a little bit of damage. It's a good way to get out of sticky situations because you can't slide through monsters. If you disable the slide kick, all it will do is basically you're sliding with your weapon still out, so you can still fire while you're sliding. Okay, next, 50% kills gives you a berserk. So if I kill 50% of all the monsters, I will be rewarded a berserk, which, think of it this way, you don't want to use your fists at all anymore. Because you got the blade, and it kind of is like your fist too. Once you get the berserk, your blade becomes stupid powerful too. That's the berserk replacement. It's also a voxel. So of course I can punch very powerful too, but I can now pretty much one-shot every smaller monster, cut them in pieces, cut off their head. And that was the 50% reward I just got again. Notice the you will always get plus 100 health, not like the traditional berserk. It will always reset your health to 100. If I'm at 50 or something, it will go to 150, and so on and so forth. I do have degrading health on because you can stack it up to 1,000 health. A crucible charge rate. That's just once you get the crucible. It's from the store. It charges by killing monsters, and the more monsters you kill, faster it will charge. Of course, if you feel it takes too long for the sword to charge, you can change it to fast. So it'll charge faster, moderate, or slow. Because it is also a very powerful weapon that you're able to use. You have 3 slashes, and it could pretty much one-shot anything. And it's surrounding. And it's got like a radius damage effect. Extra life mode. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. Extra life mode, basically when I'm killing monsters, I get here a little kill counter, and once it reaches 100, you can change the value of that as well. Extra life kill count, 250 or 500. If I have an extra life, and I go down to 1 health, you'll go into this lying down state. It takes a little bit, and you'll come back up. It will take your extra life and set your health back to 100. Which is a cool little feature because a lot of people forget to do save their game, and it's super annoying if you've played for a long time and you haven't saved and then you just have to start all over. With the extra life system, at least you'll be like, oh shit, thank God I had an extra life. You can continue. Oh yeah, there's penalties. You can have it on. It is pretty harsh. I mean, if you like the extra challenge, yeah, but it's gonna hinder you from upgrading faster too. So if you die, the penalty you can set on for XP death penalty, meaning it will take away 5,000 experience points, or you can have this on. So PN goes to means power node, so you can have a power node penalty, which will take away 5 power nodes. You can have both of them on too if you're crazy enough. PG-13 mode gets rid of certain things, like with the fist. You can do that, flip monsters off, which will stun them. Sometimes make them blow up too. But if you have like a little child, and you say you're okay with gore, but not with like vulgar stuff, you can turn that on. So now when you do the alt fire with the fist, it'll just do that. The Marauder also flips you off, so if you have PG-13 mode on, he will not flip you off anymore. And like other stuff like the shit loot boxes, there's loot boxes that have shit in them. That is replaced with like confetti. The Power Node Giver and XP Giver is the amount that is given to the player for killing monsters. Well, the XP Giver. The Power Node Giver is for the rewards. So if you get a completionist reward, which means killing all monsters, getting all secrets. You get a loot box at the end, but you also get a completionist reward, which gives you power nodes and XP and stuff like that. So with the lower ones, you get less power nodes and XP. With higher ones, you get more. Here, the store spawns. You want to bind this, definitely. Every third level, you get one store token, and I have it bound to B for buy or whatever. But you can also find these store tokens. So let me just summon store token. That's how they look. They can replace certain items. Certain monsters can drop them, and loot boxes can also have them inside. As you can see here on the right, there's a little store token icon. You do have to have enough space. So if it's too narrow, it's going to say not enough space. So you want to be like in an area that offers a little bit of space around you. Because otherwise you could just be in front of a wall, request it, and then it would just spawn inside the wall and you wouldn't have access to it. And that's just a precaution measurement. What else do we have? Slow motion settings. Gib monsters enable slow motion on or off. So if you give a monster or glory kill them or something like that, if you do a hardcore kill on a monster, it can randomly trigger the slow-mo effect, which is really cool. Here's how frequent, if you want it to happen frequently or occasionally, like there you go. See, slow-mo, and this is like real-time slow-mo. This is actual slowing down the engine, pretty much. It's a little exploit you can do, which does not work anymore in GZ Doom 4.61. So the latest version you want to get is 4.60. I use 4.42 because that allows me to use the 32-bit version. I think they started with 4.5 that it's only 64-bit, but for some reason I get like micro stutters with the 64-bit, so I prefer using the 32-bit. So yeah, that's that. You can also have a keybind for slow motion, so this will have to be off, even as it says there. Slow motion keybind will only work when gib slow-mo is disabled, so this has to be off too. Now you can see it's ready now. So if I have a keybind, I can trigger the slow motion myself. It charges by picking up these little orbs that you get for killing monsters, or the XP orbs. That charges the slow motion indicator. For me, extra keybind was just too much because there already are so many keybinds, and I preferred happening randomly. It kind of feels more satisfying. I don't have to worry about it. It does it by itself. Okay, let's move on to the keybinds. Keybinds, the slide button was explained already. Doom Blade and Glory Kill. So that's, you want to have it on a button that is quick, have quick access to that button. And it also basically triggers the glory kill once a monster is staggered. So this is an important one to have, this bind, because it also triggers the Doom Blade Wave. So abilities, the Doom Blade Wave slash. Let me buy it. Now you can see there's a little indicator. The indicator has an icon in it. Now I can whoosh, do that and chop off monster's head or chop him into pieces, which is really fun. So yeah, that's an important one. The SG hook, which is also bound to ammo type, because some weapons you can upgrade the ammo type, and you couldn't switch back to the old ammo type, which was kind of like sometimes you wanted those old ammo types. So mainly the ammo typing only applies to the rocket launcher and the cryo bow, because the cryo bow can be upgraded to a argent bow, but you sometimes want to have the frost projectiles because they're good against fire monsters, more effective. And the rocket launcher has a heat-seeking rocket that sometimes you just can't hit targets because it's like they're on a ledge or something and it will just fire into a wall because it's kind of like guiding that way. So that way you can disable the heat-seeking rockets as well. And it also is the shotgun grapple hook. Let me just purchase it from here again. It's also, which applies to both shotguns. You can also play it on Doom 1 and still get the grappling hook. Okay, shoulder cannon. Let's get the shoulder cannon. And another thing you want to do is the cannon fire mode. So these two are together, belong together. Shoulder cannon will fire it, and the fire mode will switch the mode. It's as you can see at the indicator now, it's set into flame mode. I can switch it to grenade mode or to frost mode. And there. So if I fire this, we can do a wall of flames. Be careful, the flames hurt. You can get a defense upgrade that will prevent you from hurting from that, so you can walk through flames. Monsters that take fire damage will usually drop armor shards. Monsters that take frost damage will drop health bonus. And grenade makes them drop nothing, they just explode. It will bounce off of the wall one time, so it's good for around corners too if you want. Yeah, that's the grenade. And freezing is, like I said, good against fire demons. This includes Archvile, Mancubus, Pain Elementals, Pyro Demons, Lost Souls, anything of that nature. Yeah, they will take extra damage from that. However, that's utilizing the plasma ammo. So plasma is frost, and grenade is rockets, and flame is chainsaw fuel. Now, I haven't spoken about the chainsaw fuel. Yes, you can get fuel throughout the mod. It requires fuel. Once you run out of fuel, you'll have the normal chainsaw. The alt fire basically will do the pinata to monsters and will eat up more fuel. I guess I'll do a video on the weapon upgrades at some point. Maybe I won't go through that in this one because it's just too much. There's so much to this mod. The video would be like freaking 3 hours long or 4. We're just going to go through the menu stuff, menu specifics now. The hook type is meant for the grappling hook, so it says I haven't purchased it yet. So once I get the upgrade for the grappling hook, note my grappling hook will now not work anymore because it kind of defaulted to, it doesn't know what mode you're in right now, but that will change once you use the hook type keybind, so you gotta use that. So now it's set to fire hook.
Come here! Get over here!
Basically, it does fire damage to monsters. It also, you're able, because with the normal hook, for instance, summon Hell Knight. The Hell Knight, if you use it on it, it will pull you towards the Hell Knight. However, the upgraded ones are more powerful, meaning you can now pull the bigger ones towards yourself too. Not the super big ones like the Cyber Demon, stuff like that. Just all the other ones. Mini bosses will also not work. Frost. That does frost damage. And lightning will stun them, which is fun. It has a radius damage too, so. Bada boom, bada bang. Okay, what's next on the menu? The scope. Yeah, there's a scope. It applies to anything. You can even use your fists in scope. Just a little macro, basically. You want to bind dash to something. I have it on alt. So you can dash. You have to press a direction, and then the dash key will give you that boost. There is a dash attack. And there is a smash attack. The smash attack I won't be able to get. It will tell me you need 2 jump boosts. So you need to get the jump boost multiplier, and you need 2 of them. So I'll get 1, and I'll get 2. And I have 2. Now I can purchase this one as well. There are crazy upgrades for these. You can turn the blade wave into an argent powered blade, which makes it red and more powerful. You can turn the dash attack into a phoenix dash attack, which basically gives you a flaming fist that goes pretty much through anything and has a higher damage output. And the glacier smash attack is well, I'll demonstrate them. So now we got the dash attack. He does like a little elbow type of thing, and he'll just smash through monsters with ease, like that. And then you got these smash attack, which a lot of people don't get how it works. I'll explain it now. You have to jump high. You have to be at a certain height, basically, and then look down. And if you look down, you notice that little icon appear. That indicating is you can now use your smash attack. But in order to initiate it, you have to use your glory kill blade wave, your melee attack. So you go boom. It's a little bit tricky to pull off, so you got to do the double jumping and then look. See, now it's not indicating because it wasn't ready yet. It needs to recharge. Boom, there you go. Let's upgrade these bad boys. What is it, 20,000? Yeah, okay. Glacier Smash Attack. Alright, we got them all. Now all these abilities are supercharged. Sounds more badass too. And we leave a trail of fire. We leave frickin' glacier or icicles when we do that smash. Yeah, so once these 3 abilities are fully upgraded, you can pretty much play without weapons at all anymore. You can just use your abilities and play through the game, which would be interesting to try out. Alright, we got the dog whistle. So right now I have no dog, but you can purchase a dog from the store. A lot of people like that feature. It's a little companion. So if you go into, was it equipment? Useful upgrades, that's what it was.
Hi, doggy.
Of course we gotta have the hi doggy. I think there's a little bug here happening. If he's not moving, be careful. Don't use the whistle yet, I think. That will like make him disappear. I don't know what's causing that. Hello? There you go. You just gotta... You can pet him if you press use. That basically makes him sit, or he'll stay, or he'll run around. Note the dog can die. It does take a lot though. And there's certain situations where your dog will get lost or he won't be able to reach you. So with the dog whistle, here comes Doggy. He's back. He just teleports to you. Okay, change weapon mode. Oh yeah. Pretty much every weapon has a primary alt fire and a secondary alt fire. You can only purchase the, as it says on the top, secondary alt fire upgrades, primary upgrade required. So you can only purchase them once you have the primary one. So like now if I wanted to get the shotgun grenade launcher, primary alt fire is required. So you first have to get the burst mode. So now as I said earlier, the crosshair is indicating the burst mode. And now when I buy the grenade launcher, you can see it switched to the grenade launcher crosshair, which is my alt fire. So the change weapon mode is for that, basically changing the weapon mode. You can change it to the alt fire, the burst mode, or grenade, and this applies for all the other weapons too, if you have them. Show upgrades, yes. Because sometimes when you come back in your game and you go to the store, you wouldn't really know what you already bought unless you tried buying it and the store would tell you, oh, you already have this. So this is a little list that shows you, what you already purchased, what you have and what you don't have. So abilities you can see in the middle. I got the blade wave, yes. I got the dash attack, yes. Smash attack, yes. I got the argent blade, the phoenix dash attack. For the shotgun, you can see burst mode, yes. Grenade launcher, yes. So that's just to see what you have and don't have. Jump boost, it shows the number. I got 2. You can max it to 3 total, so you can have triple jump boosting. So yeah, that's that. Just turn it on and off by pressing the same keybind again. Wall latching on or off, you can disable the wall latching. But sometimes when you're on like a stair and there's a door or something, or a wall, and see, if you spam it, you'll get stuck on a wall like that. If it annoys you, if you're more into old school, just turn it off. And what else? Pay to win mode. Yes, you can turn that on. So choose this option before you start a new game. Don't change it in between. Pay to win mode, what that does, well, it gets rid of all the weapon pickups. Monsters don't drop weapons anymore. All the weapon pickups are gone. You can only get weapons through the store. There's a specific section here for pay to win specific, where you can buy the weapons for XP. You can also buy bullets and all the other ammo stuff, armor, medkits. So medkits and ammo still spawn, and armor, It's just more rare, so there's like a 50% chance it will spawn or something like that. So you have to pay to win. You have to pay to get your gear. It's just a different way of playing it. If you want to change things up, that's the pay to win mode. If you're in that cleanup gore, there's a janitor. You can turn that on or off. Oh yeah, cleanup gore will do it immediately. So if you're running into frame issues, just have the janitor on. So basically every like 3 minutes or so, it cleans up the gore. Like certain body parts and stuff like that. Okay, hopefully that included everything from the menu. See, if I were to go now through all the weapon types and everything and what you could do with the weapons and monster types too, the monster specifics, that's gonna be another video. So until next time, peace!